Art of War.
And we believe in creating a community where people can talk about, learn, and improve their skills at Warhammer 40K.
Our channel has live stream competitive matches of 40K, played by the best players in the world.
And we focus on teaching you how to get better at Warhammer, while also emphasizing sportsmanship and engagement with our audience.
We strive to play every faction in the game to a top level, while also using a variety of lists to show off different playstyles for every faction.
We also offer a variety of other videos such as codex reviews, faction rankings, and tactics videos.
When you join our channel, you become part of our community, where we emphasize learning and positive conversation about competitive 40K.
You get early access to our videos, sub-badges, emotes, as well as rewatch those hangout and hobby sessions.
Joining our community is a great way for you to show your support for us, so we can keep making awesome videos for you and continuously expand the bounds of competitive 40K. Hello, hobby people! I'm here. It's Brown Magic time. Mr. Siegs. Mr. Siegs is here too.
I'm also here.
And he's gonna leave in like an hour to go do robot things. And then we're gonna be joined by Mr. John. It's a paint hobby party today. All three of us.
Get everybody involved. I love
2
this.
hours of Nick building Talos. Kronos.
It's easy to get them confused.
They're the same thing. It's easy to get them confused. We're gonna magnetize them too. And by we, I mean John.
Well, it's the royal way.
The royal we.
We're gonna make sure Nick isn't disappearing here.
So Siegs said I could build 2 Kronos. John said I could build 3 Kronos if we do the new technique, which with the magnets, which basically means I don't have to build the tail or the arms, so less work for me. So 3 no arms, no tail Kronos. 2 full Kronos. I think we're gonna get all 6.
All 6 Kronos.
All 6.
The ambition is wild.
The ambition is here.
I am, on the other hand, going to start painting up some more Skitarii Rangers.
Some Skittles.
As you saw in the stream game yesterday. Nick, how'd you think about the Skitarii Rangers? Do they kill things?
Not really. I don't do that much, honestly. Just like, they killed 4 models on turn with 1. That's like not even that many.
What were they?
They were Terminators.
-1 to hit. Toughness 6. Destron Terminator, you know?
That's fine, that's fine. Then they only killed 1 model later on. It was just a Plagueler squad. No rapid fire range.
That's value, baby.
Siegs rolls 6s. What can I say?
So you take 6 mortals plus all these saves at AP2. Get yourself
I'm
ready.
moving my hands together. You know what I think my problem is? I can't talk and build. It's hard on the hobby channel.
That's the only problem? Or just
That's
one
the
of them?
only one. That's the only one. I'm a flawless person aside from that. Let's see.
Hey Christian, how you doing? Good to have you in chat, as always.
Hello, amigo. I like that. I got my Spanish on. No?
No, I don't think so.
Six don't like that. Robots don't speak Spanish.
Speak binary code. How about
Binary
that?
code 11012. Let's see that. There's a 2 in there.
Binary override.
Because 2. Binary 2. You know what I mean? So I threw a 2 in there. This is pretty hard to build, actually.
Is it harder than Plague's Crawler?
No, there's no tracks. I'm looking forward to that. These things hover, and hovering is good. We like hovering.
Definitely don't have tracks.
Hovering is our friend because you can't mess up a good old-fashioned hover.
I've seen you build land speeders, though.
What's wrong with land speeders?
You're not the best at building them.
Are you discriminating against land speeders?
No, I'm just saying that I have seen you build them, and I am skeptical of your ability to do it perfectly.
Well, you know what, Siegs?
Skeptical.
We've already established that I am a perfect person, save for my ability to build and talk. So perhaps you watching.
Also play against new AdMech.
No,
Definitely not a perfect person.
I'm definitely a perfect person to do AdMech. They just give me a second shot. I'll get them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give you a second shot.
Well, yeah.
I will.
I don't want one. I'm good. Let John have a chance. We want
He is going to have a chance on Thursday in the War Room game. He's
Ooh.
playing his GT winning Jukari list
Ooh.
up against my Admech.
Ooh, spicy meatball
I'm excited.
sandwich.
Get more reps with this army. Had to leave early. Who won?
Oh,
Who won?
I was a winner in my heart, and that's what matters. We're all winners here at the Art of War.
Nick almost got 5 points out of minimized losses.
I almost got 5. I think.
Almost.
I think I did get 5. John,
You
I
definitely-
don't trust John's
you definitely
counting. I had 3 units left. 3 models, 3 units. It's all the same thing. If you think about it, those Rangers killed 2 units. That's not even that many. Like, I had more than that at the end of the game.
Yeah, but they did work on those units.
They did.
You were
some
not
work.
expecting to lose them.
No, well, that's what you get when you don't read any rules. You know, this is a lesson upon me that I can take from this. Read the codex. Very simple lesson.
Hey guys, are the Rangers the new Rax? Please no. They're the same cost as Rax, but they require a whole bunch of buffing characters to make work. So I do have to spend quite a bit in characters to make each of those units as powerful as they are, plus command points, whereas Rax are just good. Just overcharging for free.
Raxart is good. So I think I'm gonna build these smart instead of just all together. I'm gonna put them into piles. I'm gonna use the Army Painter method. Tap.
Nick is working on some Chronos, just building out our Jukari collection, and then I am working on some more Skitarii Rangers, doing the base coating now with Thousand Sun Blue. Is it fair and balanced that Admech Rangers and Guardians both cost 8 points per mod? Also, Tau Fire Warriors cost the same.
Avengers are 11, so you know that all.
Well, they don't cost the same. They cost 9 points. Excuse me. They're a point more, which is ludicrous. Hopefully, Chapter Proof will solve that. Fire Warriors go back down to 7 points.
Rangers go up to 11
That's what I'm
points.
talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. I agree. Why are Guardians 10? Like, a Guardian is just so much worse than a Ranger. It's very sad.
It's exclusively because they have a good strat and can benefit from Protect.
Because you're not betting from no strats with your Ranger people. We got a $5 super chat. That's exciting.
$5 super chat from Mr. Kyle Norman. Thank you so much, Kyle. Why does everything have -1 damage or ignore AP 1 and 2? That is the new defensive mechanic. Or transhuman. They have one of those 3.
Really is a great question, I must say.
Games Workshop has fallen in love with those defensive mechanics.
So John said not to glue the tail.
What's interesting about the Admech, though, ignoring AP 1 and 2, is it's not just against ranged attacks, it's against everything. So Tau, reactive countermeasures, eat your heart out. Ignoring AP 1 and 2 in shooting in combat, and it's on the whole squad, not just a model. Brilliant.
Oh, wow.
That Holy Order, the Logi, is so good.
This was a lot to build.
What?
All these arm options.
Isn't that the Talos?
I don't know.
That's the Talos.
On...
It says Chronos right there. This is the start of the Chronos. Were you building a Talos?
Okay, we're good. Yeah, it was.
Okay. Reading just alludes this. What?
You sent me some time there, Seeks. You really did. Thank you.
Oh, because you were showing me the page with all the melee options.
I was like, what is this?
Those are the macro scalpels and all the stuff that they have.
No,
My God.
I hear you.
Nick was supposed to be building Chronos.
I am
Turns
back
out
to
he
it.
was just-
Well, remember in the beginning I said Talos, then Kronos. So I really am speaking accurately.
You're all over the place.
And you're all over the place.
Let's see what we got going on. Tons of questions in chat. Welcome, everybody. Comparing Skitarii Rangers to Eldar Guardians, same points cost makes me big sad. Same thing with Tau Breachers. The fact that they're 9 points. What? Hopefully they rectify the troop situation there.
Yeah, orcs too. Orcs are like 8 or something, or 9. That's way too many.
Yeah, I think they overcost at the start of 9th edition. They really overcost a lot of basic troops.
I think they could have done that if they stuck with it. Then the game is just more
Yeah, they
expensive,
just
which
have
is the
to.
goal. And they didn't follow through. Classic G-dubs.
Looking at the AdMech book making me sad about what Necrons could have been. Yep.
Well, you have AdMech, so stop whining, Mr. Siegs.
I do, but I'm sad for the Necron players who
don't.
only have Necron.
Robots don't have emotions.
I'm sad for them.
Binary is not calculated into sadness.
It's empathy.
You have empathy now?
Putting
You
myself
downloaded the empathy protocol?
putting myself in their shoes.
How long did that take to download?
Very quick. I mean, I got all the processors.
You got all the
All the
processors.
speed.
So what have you learned now that you have empathy?
I'm learning that Nick still struggles with building.
Oh, I'm talking. We've already established.
If you had built a bunch of Talos, oh my god. John might have just come in here and defenestrated you.
Defenestrate. What a great word.
Yep.
I know what that means.
Do you?
Yeah. You want me to tell everybody?
Yeah.
It means to throw people out a window.
How do you know that? YouTube videos?
No. Well, yeah, but no. I learned
Yeah.
this actually when I was a child. Because ironically, at a game store, I was hanging out with some friends, and I made the childish threat to throw them out a window. And then some history teacher that was there was like, "Did you know the French word for that is actually defenestrate?" And I was like, "Wow, no!" And somehow, of all things, that is what I've remembered in my life.
That's a lesson that stood with I saw your Fuselaves. What about Stratoraptors? Are Fuselaves just better in your opinion? I like the utility of the Fuselave. Having access to seismic bomb is very critical, and I also like that they're just cheaper. Being able to drop mortals on units that build their durability around ignoring AP 1 and 2, transhuman, or -1 damage, having the bombs just drop over on those units like a big 10-man break of Dark Angel Terminators, amazing value. So I like them for that. But it's not like the Stratoraptor's bad. I think the Iron Striders just do it better.
How ironic is it that that guy was a teacher and you're a teacher of history?
Nick struggles with watching movies that are longer than 2 hours and understanding how flamingos work. I mean, there's a lot.
Who is saying this?
The truth.
What do you mean the truth?
This is Brandon. He knows exactly what's going on.
Brandon.
He's been a long-time follower of the channel.
Brandon's been a long-time follower of...
If Nick Nanavati's struggles in life, he's got a list. How would Mark Hertel's AdMech list work with this codex? Do you think Mars' list is better? It's just a totally different thing. I mean, 8th edition AdMech as a whole just rely on overlapping auras. Now it's all command phase buffs. And then Styges has changed so that you can't just use it on any unit. Only the infantry units can forward deploy. I think Mark is just going to come up with a brand new list for himself. And I'll be excited to see what that is. It's basically just toss your old 8th edition ideas out of the... and then come up with something new that works with the new codex. I wouldn't try and stick with those old concepts. Certainly if you want to stick with Styges. You think Drukhari will still require some rebalancing? If so, is it as simple as points adjustments besides the obvious few FAQs? Yeah, it should be about how their detachments work, Dark Technomancers, the Cult of Strife Succubus things, and then increasing the cost of Raiders. If they just do those things and leave everything else, Drukhari are still really powerful, but other armies have a fighting chance.
He's got tentacles, Mr. Siegs. Look at all these tentacles. Do you want to make this guy overcosted? No, you don't. He's got tentacles for legs.
He's a Kronos. Okay. Cthulhu.
Got tentacle legs. Holy guacamole.
Those are all the options.
I don't want this many options.
You need the shield for sure.
Well, John told
spirit
me that I should not glue the spirit
okay.
portal together because he's going to magnetize that with the Talos tail.
All right, so you need the little bits then.
So the little bits I think I'm going to prime separately because these are just going to prime metal. And the rest of them not just going to prime metal. So there's that. Where does that leave us? I could glue all the little bits to his insides. Should I do that? I should do that. Let's do that. The ornamentaries, as they call it. The stuff I told myself I wouldn't glue on. But how else are we going to waste our time so we don't actually build all 6?
Well, you're going to build them all. It's just going to have to be off stream.
No.
Yes.
You can only do hobby work on the hobby stream. That's the rules.
John and I don't follow those rules.
Yeah, I know you don't follow the rules. That's why you have all these armies painted and I don't. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey guys, I'm thinking of building a Imperial Guard army. It's either Catachan or Death Corps of Krieg. Need help. Right now, I mean, Catachan are fine, but by and large, you're running the custom traits. However, if you want it as the aesthetics of Catachan or Deathcore of Krieg, I imagine that you'd probably want to go Catachan because it's a lot cheaper overall. Deathcore of Krieg are extremely expensive to buy from Forge World, and I don't even know if the whole line is still in stock anymore. But Deathcore, their best bits are the riders, the men on horses. Those guys are actually quite powerful. They're just very cheap, very durable for what they do, and have a lot of wounds for your opponent to soak through. They give you good board control as well.
John has those guys. Why doesn't he play with them?
Because you have to take a Deathcore of Krieg detachment to get them.
So
and
what?
you start running low on detachments.
They're playing Imperium, just like more.
You just can't. So it's been hard for him to fit them into a list, but if you're going for one of them, Deathcore of Krieg, the riders are actually very powerful. It's harder to fit them into a list, but if you're doing pure Deathcore of Krieg, I'd do that, especially if you're not worried about price. Otherwise, if you want a more affordable guard army that you can still add a Deathcore to as a detachment, start with Catachan. Gotta love a Nick building stream, pure gold. It always is.
This is actually going well. I don't want to hear about this pure gold nonsense.
With how great AdMech is, I wonder how they're going to make Tau. Alright, I think I fixed it.
You fixed it?
Yeah.
Mr. Siegs is always fixing stuff.
Think I fixed it.
So I have a question. If you
Hold on. Make sure it fixes on YouTube. It fixed on the other one.
Of course it fixed it. You said you fixed it.
I'm waiting for YouTube to go.
YouTube would know.
It's fine on Vimeo. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good sign.
There it is.
Yeah.
We're back. See, I fixed it.
Yeah, Mr. Siegs fixed it.
There we go. We had to wait for the delay. All right. So what were you gonna say?
I have a question. So my question, Mr. Siegs, if you had to describe your level of tech savviness to like 40K, like are you a tech engine seer? Are you a tech marine?
I'm the Lord of Mars. There is no
Not
question.
the Lord of Mars. Bill Gates might be like the Lord of Mars, or like Elon Musk. He's like trying to argue. He's literally becoming the Lord of Mars. You know. So like you're more like servitor.
No, I'm the Lord of Mars. So Bill Gates has nothing on me.
He's got nothing.
I believe in community and helping people.
What about Mindlock? Like, do you need to be near a leader? To pass?
You are the servitor. Right?
I'm the servant.
Imagine how much. Can you tell everybody about all the things that go wrong here, and then I fix all of them?
How many things go right here that you don't have to fix? How about we focus on that number? That's
not as fun.
That's the fun number.
It's not as fun.
The podcast. You know how many podcast stuffs happened? That was your brown magic. That's what that was. Everybody knows.
All right. We got Lyle Dixon with a super chat, $5. Thank you so much, Lyle. Hey, Nick, for non-particular reason, what's the worst 40K matchup you can imagine being forced to take part in? Again, for no reason.
What was the question?
What would be the worst 40K, your least favorite 40K matchup?
Like, are we still talking like 2,000 points competitive style?
Yeah, competitive. Yeah.
I don't want to answer this because Lyle's known to go for those super chats.
You have to.
Do I have to answer truthfully?
Yes.
Oh no.
You're under oath.
I'm under
on this
oath.
channel.
The oath of Art of War. I really dislike playing with Fate Weaver. I hate that. Definitely my Dark Eldar. Don't like playing that neat at all. No, I think I would really. It has to involve guard. Like guard versus orcs, like horde orcs versus horde guard. That would make me want to die. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Especially if I have to play the guard, that would be the worst.
No, you would want to play the guard. Nick actually is trying to get out of playing orcs for so long.
I hate guard. Well, I also don't want to play orcs. So honestly, either one would really suck for me. Yeah, please don't make me do that.
Stop playing against Tau.
Please.
You like playing against Tau?
I don't like playing against Tau, but it's not a chore. It's at least I get to kill lots of fire warriors now. It's not like the drones. The drones were trolly and mean. The fire warriors die. The remorers are vehicles sometimes.
They're just not. No matter how much you want them to be, they don't give up bringing down points.
No, I don't know if that's true.
Come on, you wouldn't want to play against the 9 Remora list that I have?
I've got the Skyweavers to help out.
Oh, Harlequins do not like that list. In fact, they don't like it so much that your Shadow Seer folded in combat to the Remoras.
That was absolute nonsense.
That
was Dice God charity because I felt bad because I went to playing against Dark Eldar.
Nick builds a Harlequin list for stream, and it's just 1,900 points of Jukari.
There were a lot of Skyweavers. There were some troops. There was a Shadow Seer.
There were no Skyweavers.
Oh, in that game? That was like a Harlequin list. There was like 5 boats full of troops in that one. What do you want?
We got TK Penny. I don't have a question, just showing support. Well, we really appreciate that, TK Penny. You've been a long-time follower of the channel and subscriber, and we really appreciate your continued support. And it'll be great. Are you going to ACO? And maybe we'll get to see you there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tim is a long-time War Room member as well. And,
way to just reveal his true name.
Yeah, well, it's on there.
It's TK.
He has it. He put it as Tim Penny now.
He also put it as Tom Pawnee, which John has finally told me the story behind that. Now I'm privy to why people call you Pawnee. Isn't that fun?
All right, let me get back to...
Yeah, get back to your job. Stop slacking over there. I'm building Talos, slaving away, gluing my fingers together, and you're just doing nothing over there.
The Lucius question, I'm going to be experimenting with Lucius in the War Room on Thursday. So, they're just amazing. Their trade is great. Their Warlord trade is awesome. Their Relic's awesome. Their Strat is great. So, they're the complete package. Are they as strong as Mars? Remains to be seen, but they definitely have additional defensive buffs, which are very powerful. Their offense is a bit less, but do you really need the extra offensive Mars? Question mark. What are your thoughts on Necron Warriors potentially going up to 14 points?
I don't have thoughts.
No idea if that's a thing. I would be extremely sad if that was true. That would really hurt Necrons, because Warriors are the best thing in that.
That would be such a GW thing to do.
That would just be that would really hurt Necrons a lot. Or they're already hurting, to be fair.
They're doing great.
Admech Codex vibe of all the priests buffing their charges in different ways is cool, though. Some balance issues aside, GW has been great at giving each army a distinct feel. Yeah, this army feels very distinct. It's the command phase supreme buffing army. But
is that really what we wanted? Like, that's the archetype we went for?
You have to set up all your buffs and exactly what you're going to do in your command phase. There's a lot of pressure on you to get it right there. You have to plan your turn out ahead.
This must be what Jukari players, when they say their life is hard, sound like.
No, Drukhari players just show up with an undercosted army. They don't need auras or anything. They just walk up and it's like, I have about 10 more units than you do. I hope you can kill me quick enough. Otherwise, you're getting destroyed in the primary. Have fun. That's what playing like Drukhari is like. Great clinic yesterday. Can't wait for tomorrow's game. Do you think AdMech can be as powerful as Drukhari but more difficult to play? Absolutely. So many stuff going on in the command phase. Yeah, deciding where your buffs are going and how you're going to set up your turn, that's going to be one of the hardest parts of playing AdMech. Because you have 7-8 different things you have to do in the command phase. And all of them need to be done properly because they set you up for the entire battle round. So, also combining mechanicals and the doctrines that you're going to use.
For real, Mr. Siegs. For real. So, how does this contraption work? Oh, this is the little spindly thing. Never mind. We're flying through these Talos. We're already we got one. We got another one. They're not really finished, but they're being built.
Nick, what do you can you explain orc colors? Orc color theory?
Orc color theory?
Yep.
Yeah, it's easy. So there are the red ones, they go faster. The blue ones are luckier. The yellow ones are shootier. The black ones hit harder. And the green ones is the best because they're boys. Orc logic is very simple.
Could you explain mark logic now?
Mark logic's a little bit more complicated because it's a lot like orc logic in that you have to believe, and then if you adamantly believe, then it starts to just manifest reality. But reality also exists. So it's like Mark, who's just an orc living in society, and then like laws of physics. And when the two meet, it's very interesting because nothing really makes any sense. Like the weather patterns.
9-inch charges make sense, though.
9's charges, you've kind of stolen the mojo for the 9s. I don't know, Mr. Siegs.
I didn't make it against you, either.
He didn't need to.
But the Traxi would have killed that one character.
He died to the bomber. That he did. The Traxi killed the Tally bananas.
Tally the bananas.
That was mean. Unnecessary.
Wow.
Alright.
I shut those bananas down.
You shut down my bananas.
That was not going to happen anymore.
Why? Why don't you let me have my bananas? You know what I learned that you could have done in that game? I don't know if you didn't figure this out or if you just didn't want to. But you could have turned off my auras on my death shrouds.
Yeah.
And then
I was waiting for you. I didn't. If I went first, I was going to do it. I was going to pick one unit and then ask you if you want a cloud of flies. And if you did, I would have killed all your characters.
Thanks.
Thanks. Because I could see both units clearly. But then you got to move into the ruin and it was going to be less effective.
Yeah, so I would have been fine.
But yes, if I went first, I was going to put you in either I lose all my death shrouds or I lose a bunch of characters. And that was going to not be a pretty position for you.
Or I pass all my 4s.
You had a turn where you did, and that still didn't help.
It helped. Definitely
It made I didn't kill all your models. Are Cataphrons dead on arrival, or do they have a place in deployment objective holders? Yeah, they're still durable objective holders, now that they're 2-up armor. I would probably go for an Agrippina patrol detachment and just grab 2 of them, use the pregame strat on them, and they're going to be my objective holders. I don't think that's bad at all. Nick glued the wrong bits together. Goodbye, motherboard. We hardly knew you.
I'm not in charge of the computer.
No, we didn't let him touch the computer.
I'm not in the same. This is the closest I've been to the computer in a week, and I'm very scared of it.
In this hypothetical, is Nick an orc? He doesn't understand, but eventually it works. Nick is Makari.
I am Makari.
Nick is Makari.
Yeah, that's a very accurate statement, I would say.
The Tau question?
Mm-hmm. You know, Makari has a stick, and I have a thing with sticks. Siegs, do you want to tell him about my stick thing?
No, you go ahead.
No, this is your story to tell.
It's really John's story.
It's really John's story.
Let John tell it, because
John's been personally.
His life has been ruined by sticks in this house.
Ruin's a strong term. I think enhanced.
Lyle with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much,
Lyle,
Lyle.
stop going for it.
Hold on. Sorry, Nick. I just have been expressing my current lament and depression about 40k to Siegs, and I need to force other people to feel the same way.
You don't.
Utterly hopeless.
You don't. You really... Imagine what we could do. Like, put me on something I've just never played before. See if I could... That I'm interested in. That could be interesting. Like
what? Jukari.
No.
Nick just wants another Jukari game.
I do. I want to play with my Kronos now that I'm building with them. Is that so wrong? Is it so wrong to want to play with your new toys? Isn't that what this hobby's all about? Just adults playing with toys?
It's wrong.
Somehow calling it a job.
It's wrong for you to want to continue with easy mode Jukari. We got to test your skill again.
What do you mean test my skill? Remember when I was playing Sisters in a Space Marines for half an edition? Yeah, that was testing my skill.
We got to go back to that.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Trying to play Harlequins into White Scars. Nick, do you want to play against an army that's literally yours but wears power armor and has better rules? Hard mode.
Got a $5 super chat from Evan. Thank you so much, Evan. How many Iron Striders are too many? What's the best squad size loadout? What's the best sleeper units for AdMech? For Iron Striders, I think you're going to see on average like 6 to 9 of them, maybe up to 10. I think ideal size is around the 3-man squads. I like 3-man because when you commit them, you don't always, whatever your opponent commits to try and shoot your Rangers, if they try and put a couple things out and reserve some of their firepower, you can trade one Iron Strider unit. You pick up a Dreadnought in return. That unit gets shot up. Maybe it'll survive, maybe it doesn't, but then you still have more las cannons. If you run the big squads, it doesn't matter what your opponent's putting out. When you have to send your anti-tank to kill it, you got to commit that big unit of Iron Striders, and so you can have less efficient trading. Which, if you're in the war room, Nick just did an entire strategy session on trading.
And Siege was there.
I was there. It's on the PC.
He was on the
So I definitely prefer having a couple, and then the couple smaller squads also play the angles better. What's the best sleeper units for AdMech? I don't know.
Not the pterodactyls. No one's sleeping on them. Those guys are insane.
I still think the bomb. I think a lot of people still sleep on the bombers. Honestly, the Fuselaves are.
Who's sleeping on the bombers? They've been good for a year.
Most people don't even run them.
They've been good for a year.
Most people don't run them. I'm the only one running 2 to 3 of them in every list. They're just so good.
I could see only running one. Like, I don't like planes. I could see a world where only running one is fine. But you gotta run at least one.
There's plenty of AdMech lists that don't. They run like Onagers and more Scorpius tanks. The bombers are so good. They're just an amazing utility piece. You love the bombers, right, Nick?
They're my fave. Now they do 6 mortals to vehicles.
And now they're killing Contemptor trains.
Now they kill Contemptor. I hope this knocks Space Marines down a peg. Not that they're really winning anything right now, but they're holding their own, and I don't like that. They need to just die.
If AdMech hordes show up, is it worth looking at things like the conflagration, exorcist, and options like that?
Now we're just making up words.
Blast weapons are good. A lot of the high volume blast weapons happen to be 1 damage, so against Lucius they're not quite as effective, but still.
Like Lucius the Eternal?
No, the Forge World.
Oh. What about Lucius the Eternal?
He died in a game many, many moons ago, and we'll never see the table again.
You don't think Mark is ever going to run him again?
Not in the near future. Maybe in the distant
Mark,
future.
he said that, and then he's going to come back. Guns blazing. Whips blazing.
Lucius killed Khan. Okay, that was enough for Mark.
Lucius killed Khan?
Yeah.
John's Khan?
Yeah, in a practice game they did.
Amazing.
Well, White Scars dominated, but
I'm sure.
but Lucius killed Khan, and John was displeased.
Honestly, that's a great place to retire. I killed Khan, I'm out.
Yep. Killed John's favorite model. Done.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Mark.
What do you think is a fair amount of points for a Wraith Lord?
Like 110? 100?
How many points are they now? Let's start with that.
I don't know. More than
Nick's our Eldar player.
that. I take the Eldar units that people are good. The Dark Eldar ones. No, I've messed around with like some Wraith Lords before. They're really outshined by Wraith Seers, which are now heavy supports, and like literally their older brother. Like for not that many points more, you get psychic powers and better guns, and you're tougher. So you pay for that instead. And then the Wraith Lord's like really sad. So there, it has to be relative to the Wraith Seer. It has to be very cheap.
So you're thinking like around the 100-point mark?
I think like honestly,
Because the casting robots are 100 points now.
I think like 70 before weapons. If I'm being like, or maybe 80 before weapons because it is kind of tough. 80 before weapons, and I think you could like putz around with it. And then if the weapons are like cheap and it's like 100 after weapons, like 110 for 2 Bright Lances on a Wraith Lord, I think can hang. I think that is a good. That is good. I think that's good. I would run 3 for these 2 at that point.
Nick, you forgot about purple orcs. They're invisible.
Purple orcs are the sneaky ones. I forgot.
Nick's never seen a purple orc.
I actually, when I was a kid, I played fantasy orcs. I played everything because I've been doing this for too long. And my fantasy orcs, they had war paint on them, and their war paint was purple. But then I also decided that orc blood was purple, so then I'd also made them like bloody sometimes because they were getting beat up. I was very into this. And then their face paint was purple, and their blood was purple, and then I had like a half purple orc.
You just kept adding purple.
Just added purple.
The more purple on here, the harder it is to see them. Because my opponent doesn't want to look at this eyesore.
It was not an eyesore, Ziegs. It was beautiful.
An eyesore.
Face paint is basically freehanding. Ever thought of that?
I mean, I'm still waiting for that Sisters Rhino you're going to freehand the Imperial Eagle on.
I forgot about that.
I didn't.
We'll get to that.
I also didn't forget about the Canonist competition.
Well, you should have, because I did. And you, I haven't forgotten about your Inquisitor outfit at the bar.
We never got to 1,000 subs.
Number was like not 1,000.
It was 1,000, and we
Go
didn't
back.
reach it.
Well, we'll find the paint streams from last March.
Cool. I have a memory you don't.
You can't just throw that in my face as if that's fact. No, that's speculation.
Chat, tell us.
Speculation.
Chat, can we get some good statements on Nick's memory?
It's not about my memory.
I want funny.
Out of character.
I want funny.
I don't want none of your funny business.
What is Mark up to? Is he just on vacation? He is working very hard because it's planting season. He works full-time at a farm nearby, run by our very own good friend Frosty Forge.
Frosty Forge.
So Mark is still working a lot, but he will be on
He'll be on
streams
very soon,
Yeah.
actually. When we go to Atlantic City, he'll be back.
Mm-hmm. And we see Mark every now and again. He comes and hangs out.
Oh, definitely.
Play other games. Mark is our very good friend. What are your tips for point increases in chapter approved? I would like to see Drukhari go up, but I probably was published before that came out.
So I think what really needs to get
Points drops for all the bottom factions.
hit in chapter approved very hard are
Volkite Contemptor Dreads.
Call. Belisarius Call.
Bella, he already got hit. He's terrible.
Okay.
You're not going to see
Now
him.
that he's covered, let's do the town art as well.
No, you're not seeing the town art either.
And you know what?
You know what? Let's just drop the town
let's
art
hit
back
the
down.
Remoras for good measure.
Nobody was running them before I was.
Yeah, but that's the problem, Zeeks.
Yeah, as soon as I run something for Tau, they're like, needs to be nerfed.
It's got to be nerfed.
We need to make tactical drones 80 points for 2 models.
80-point tactical drones. At that point, you don't take any drones. That's the Tau I want to play against. Think of the narrative.
I'm fine with not having drones. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't care about not having drones. You don't care. It's all the same to you, so...
I just want good mechanics for the units.
If it's all the same to you, don't take drones.
I want my crisis suits even better in combat.
I'll concede that they can get better in combat. You can have that one.
Okay, I'll take it. That's all I want. I want Farsight Enclaves to be a serious
Let's not get crazy.
serious melee contender. Like White Scars level.
Okay, how about you can punch your way out of a paper bag, and then
That's what they can do now.
that's maybe 2 paper bags. Let's give them 2 paper bags.
Let's give them
A,
the octagon. Punch their way out of the octagon.
See,
about that?
Siegs dropped these knowledges on me yesterday with the octagon, but you know what I say
didn't know
about
what
the
the octagon
octagon? The octagon has 8 corners.
I don't even watch wrestling, and I know about
8
the octagon.
corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corners. So much corner play to be had there. Okay, 2 Talos, 2 Kronos.
Ask Nick if he remembers springrolls.com.
I remember springrolls.com. This is my new business venture. After I complete Art of War, I'm embarking upon springrolls.com. I'm bringing Siegs with me. We're going to start a new...
You need somebody to have a memory on that team.
Siegs helps. It's very important.
Essential worker.
Yes. Someone's got to do the paperwork. It can't be me.
Will you guys be playing new chapter proof stuff as soon as they are up for pre-order? As soon as we get leaks out there and people posting videos, we will be playing them. We'll be reading them and playing them.
Yeah.
We'd like to do this weekend, probably on Sunday, a live video of us breaking down the changes and what we think is good. But we have to wait until we see what people have on Saturday. Unfortunately, we still don't get preview copies.
Yeah.
We are trying. And everybody, we still really appreciate your support on our channel.
We do. What time is it, Mr. Siegs?
It's 1:47.
1:47 and 2 Kronos are down. We are obliterated.
No way they'll skip a chance to nerf Aberrants again. Aberrants go up to like 60-point stop sign models.
Aberrants don't need any nerfs. They're great.
What if they come down to a reasonable level?
Oh. How am I supposed to...
What are you doing?
I'm going to wait for John. I was thinking about the arms. I'm just going to wait for John.
Okay. It's better to build less than more.
I like the way you
better
think.
to build
It's
less
better to build less than more. It's better.
There's less chances of you messing it up.
Less work for me to do.
How can a new team prepare for the Las Vegas team event, or is that a trade secret? No, we discuss team events quite heavily in the War Room when they're coming up. So there were some major Australian team events that we talked about, and just team event strategy.
I get all fired up about team events.
Yeah.
My favorite way to play 40K. I'll talk about
The last team event we went to, it was Nick, myself, John Lennon, Andrew Gagnon, Colin Sherman, and we outpaired people so hard.
A team.
It helped that we had a lot of talent, but the pairing process, we just got everything we wanted.
It was beautiful.
So there is a method to the madness.
Who was in charge of the pairings that time?
We said Nick was going to be.
Brown Magic. You just let the chaos happen. Let it unfold.
You let magic moments like a single Riptide picking up a full unit of Sanguinary Guard. How'd that happen? I don't know, but it did. And wow, that was brutal.
Don't do that to people.
I did that to people. It was just like, okay. I was like, I don't know what to say.
That's
about
a burst
that. That was
time.
the first unit I shot that phase. I was just like, all right, let's see how much damage we can do to this Sanguinary Guard. The whole unit. He failed every save. And I rolled above average on my hits and wounds.
You rolled above average.
Yeah, I
don't
did.
Say.
Then he failed every save. It was like, okay, I guess the whole unit's dead.
Yeah,
It's
great.
brutal.
So when you're playing Tau and everything just is wonderful.
Well, when big swings like happen like that with Tau, you're just like, well, I'm in cruise control the rest of this game.
The cruise control.
Cruise control. You guys think Grey Knights will get a book this year? I hope so, because they really need an extra wound.
No, they don't.
They do.
They're really powerful. Remember when I had my whole phase that Grey Knights were the best army in the game and no one listened to me? That wasn't wrong.
Nick, when are we putting Grey Knights back on the schedule?
They'll beat my Jukari. Put him in.
Can we do Grey Knights versus Orcs?
Yeah, sure.
Grey Knights
You know,
versus
let's
Orcs.
just do it. Let's get
Lyle,
Orcs. That's
Lyle,
actually
get on it.
Yeah, Grey Knights
Nick
versus
loves
Orcs.
playing against Grey Knights, and he loves playing as Orcs. Make it happen.
Yeah, that's the kind of games we play on this channel.
Just
You know,
this-
all-time lowest views is me getting obliterated.
Silencers go
It'd be
burr.
great. See, they'll be on the weekend that John leaves. It'll be perfect.
I mean, drones have to go up 10 points a model again. Come on. No way they can. How real is the hype for updated secondaries? I mean, I think that's the weakest part of the edition so far, is the internal imbalance between the secondaries. So love that they are updating them. Cannot wait to see what the changes are.
Yep. Hype secondaries.
Have y'all figured out ACO lists? Gonna be submitting them soon. Deadline's coming up.
I'm pretty. I mean, this is coming. I'm pretty sure. That's why I'm working on it. I suppose. I haven't finished the lists. I gotta decide on these mandrakes. What do you think about these mandrakes? Because I haven't asked your opinion. You think I need the mandrakes?
They're nice to have, but you completely mess them up
every single time.
So
should I just stop messing them up? Is that something I can control?
You could.
Is it?
Sign up for the War Room.
I did that already.
Sign up for my personal coaching.
Premium coaching with Siegs. Teach me how to use mandrakes.
And teach me how to screen as well.
John is of the opinion that my whole I can't use mandrakes argument is nonsense, and I should be able to use mandrakes. And I think he's onto something. But
yeah, I think he's right.
But like time and time again, I've messed it up. Why does this happen?
So I'm gonna bring him back up into reserve. Why? And just they have that rule. They
have that rule.
They happen to have that rule, so I might as well use it.
That's how it be. That's literally how it goes sometimes. It's like I don't know what else they're doing. They're just out here, wandering around, looking for stuff to do. Nothing to do on this side of the board. Let's see if there's something interesting on the other side of the board. Go back in reserve. Nothing's interesting when it's time to come back in. Well, that sucks. YOLO 9 failed that.
Got a $5 super chat from Tim a penny. Better balanced secondaries will be a huge quality of life improvement for factions that still have an 8th edition book. Yes, I think really what it comes down to is a lot of the times, especially against these some of the more powerful 9th edition books, you just don't have a 3rd secondary that's reasonable. Like you can't pick banners against armies like Drukhari, and a lot of armies don't give up kill secondaries. So, and then if the mission secondary itself isn't great, you're just kind of, I'm looking for like 5 to 6 points out of a 5 to 8 points out of a secondary, and your opponent's sitting there with, I'm going to probably get 40 to 45 secondary points, no problem this game. It's a tough spot to find yourself in, and I think bridging that gap will be a huge balancing factor, not to mention points.
Is it actually that tough, though? What if you just table them faster?
It's hard to table Drukhari because they just have more stuff than you.
Imperial Fist, triple Whirlwind Scorpius, triple Thunderfire, triple Quad Launcher.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Get your guns out.
Not anymore.
Oh, boy.
Are Stompas any good?
No.
Val Heffelfinger wishes it was.
He does. He does. I could sugarcoat that and waste everybody's time, but the answer's no.
Yeah, GW did tease Grey Knights and Thousand Suns a few weeks ago with their previews, so there's probably something coming. I would love it to be new codex, but who knows? They're really on these campaign books. Like, can we just get some codexes first, then worry about campaigns? Why are we getting a codex and like supplemental rules at the same time for books?
I don't know.
Like what kind of strategy is this? Let's try and spread the wealth here.
The Commonwealth?
The wealth. Are you guys planning on international GTs this year? London GT Super Major is going to have 600 plus players. This year's a little tough because just travel restrictions and the global context. So while we would love to be there, probably not this year.
There's also tons of GTs in America too.
Yeah, with these Games Workshop events happening. So
yeah.
we're the latter part of this this season. We're going to be all over the place.
Yeah,
or try to be at least. We still have to work.
Do we?
Still have
Doesn't
to
that
work.
count as work?
It's kind of work. Going to play the Scouring one more time just for fun. Ooh, I do love the Scouring.
The scoring?
Yep.
Yeah.
I play on the Scouring more than anybody in this house, I think. The Scouring and Battle Lines are like the two missions I play all the time.
I get Vital Intelligence a lot.
Yeah.
Freaking so dumb. At least you get Scouring,
And then I get Overrun as well.
Yeah. Mark gets Overrun.
Yeah, it's Mark and I on Overrun like every time. Good stuff.
Mark hates Overrun.
Yeah,
It's like his least favorite.
I don't know if anybody likes Overrun.
Well, there are...
I like it against immobile armies.
When I tried to have Overrun banned, you were like, no, let's keep it from the Streamhouse RTT.
I don't hate it.
You should. It's a stupid mission.
I like armies having to be spread out.
Death Guard can't.
I know.
Just don't know how.
Is that the mission I beat you on with Tau? Was that over?
You lost with Tau in Scouring to my sisters. That's what happened. Those are facts.
No, not in the RTT. The Death Guard. Your Death Guard. Was that the? It was a Dawn of War.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Overrun. It was the other. I think it was
Surround to Destroy.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
What's up, John?
I have come to relieve you.
Siegs is getting relieved.
These Rangers take a while to paint.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Let me just get to a stopping point. Can you see a Knight ally working in competitive AdMech? Not at the moment, no. The Knight of the Cog just makes it so you can be fluffy and add your Knight in. But when you look at the rest of the book, yeah, I would much rather have the vast majority of units in that book over a Knight.
Like who?
More Iron Striders for one.
Chickens?
More Iron Striders.
More chickens. Maximum chicken.
Maximum.
18 chickens? 36 chicken seeds. Could you run 36 chickens? How many points is that?
No, you can't.
You could.
No, they come in 6-man units.
Yeah, so you got the combat ones and the laser ones.
Oh, you're talking about Dragoons?
Maximum chickens.
You could run the Dragoons, but they are not quite as good.
Maximum chickens.
How appear AdMech now? Iron Hand's level of easy or Eldar levels of having to play everything perfectly to win? They're probably in middle in terms of those extremes. Like, they still take quite a bit of skill to set up. So they're not Iron. Iron Hands is just walk up the table and you just win because you're too durable. AdMech aren't that. Like, Nick killed a lot of my army, or a good part of it.
Did I?
You tried.
I tried.
You tried. Those Ranger Bricks, baby. 1 CP auto pass on this objective. That's
Twice? Twice you auto. I'm going to Vect that.
That strat is so good. Well, that's the thing, is you want to Vect Wrath of Mars, too.
I'm going to Vect that also.
Okay.
I'm going to use planned generations in the making.
If you need more space, John, you can toss these to the side.
Just toss them. Toss them in the trash.
Where they belong.
Where they belong. Look at all these progresses on the Chronos. We're almost done with a third.
Yeah, this looks wonderful.
Alright, I'm going to give it over to Mr. John Lennon here, who is going to talk all about Nick's memory.
Oh, we have
Continue
a
this
story for
conversation.
John. John has to... Well, I'll wait for John to settle in, but he's going to tell them about the sticks.
Your sticks?
Yeah.
The chat wants to hear about these sticks and why they're a major deterrent to mobility in this house.
They're not a deterrent to mobility.
They're
That
major
is
deterrent.
not what they are.
Where are my clippers?
Which color are they?
The red?
Are they the ones I'm using?
They're not those ones?
No, they're the army painter ones.
Aha, score. Not the ones I'm using. Look at these tendrils. They're
Yeah.
tendriling. Tentacling. Is that a verb?
What are you going to be working on, John?
I'm going to be building some incursors for the Death Watch army.
Incursors.
They're going to be incursoring.
Incursing.
Incursing.
Tell them about the sticks.
Oh, I don't know if they want to hear about
They
the
want to
sticks.
hear about the sticks. This was
How
highly...
is everyone doing today? 14 Dead Souls is saying sticks.
You see what I'm saying?
14 Dead Souls want sticks. Okay, so
Let me get the sticks.
I think
yeah,
it's
we should get
important.
these
I think it's
sticks.
important that people see these sticks. So
They have names.
they do have names.
They
which
have
is,
personalities, and they're people too.
That they don't. But
no, that's where John is wrong. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I will let John.
I don't think
tell
people
his-
really understand what it's like to live with Nick.
No, that's okay. That's
No,
okay.
no, this is actually mercy.
We'll sell the sticks.
So Nick likes to talk on the phone a lot, which is fine because I do as well. It's part of our job here at the Art of War. You know, not only are we running a business, but we also communicate with our wonderful coaching clients. We're on the phone a lot. When Nick is on the phone, he likes to walk around, especially if you're doing something. He likes to walk in the room while he's on the phone, but he just walks around. Now, whenever I'm on the phone, I'm always in this paint room. I'm just cranking out the models. But Nick walks around when he's on the phone. He likes to, he just likes to kind of mosey.
What does this have to do with the sticks?
He likes to mosey a little bit. And when he's moseying, he has to do something with his hands.
That's true.
That's where we're getting.
I know.
So, Nick is never still. That's the thing with Nick.
That's true.
So, if his... Where's the other one?
I don't know where's
So, if his hands...
This is Rafi.
If his hands are ever
This is
empty, he
Rafi.
starts doing like this. He gets antsy. It's the weirdest thing.
It's weird.
Which you never see on stream because we're always doing something. But if you ever just get Nick just like sitting on a couch, the hands...
That's not totally.
That's 100% true.
I'll just be quiet.
Thank you. And then when he's carrying these sticks around, he just has 1 or 2 sticks in his hands, and he just kind of waves them like a baton. Like, if I may, let me just. Yep, thank you.
His name is Rafi.
Sure. So this one is a giraffe. Nick got him at Disney, right?
Yes.
Yep, got him at Disney a couple months ago, and he's named Rafi after I don't know what.
He's a giraffe. See, the other one. We gotta get the other one.
We will. So he just kind of like waves it around like marching baton. Like if you've ever seen a 5-year-old at a high school football game, right when the halftime band comes on, they always notice that there's a guy with a baton or a stick waving it around, and then they want to do it too. And that is how Nick waves around this giraffe. That is how Nick uses Rafi. But there's another one. There's another one named Paul.
Yes.
Paul is named after Tony Kopeck, right?
No, Paul is just named Paul because he's a pelican. Paul the Pelican.
Paul the Pelican.
It's coincidental that Tony Kopeck is named Paul.
And you got it while you were with Paul Tony Kopeck, right?
I did, but not only.
So you named him Paul in
Mike
front of
Brandt
Paul.
got me the stick.
Yep, Mike Brandt bought him Paul the Pelican.
Yes.
And he will sometimes hold the 2 of these at once. But the thing is, this is the problem, is that Nick sometimes has a short attention span.
Never.
And sometimes, but never. Also never. But sometimes he walks around the house while, drum majoring.
We have Paul.
These
This is the
sticks around.
original.
There we go.
So Paul the Pelican.
I was talking.
I'm sorry. I just like Paul.
I get it. It's exciting. So sometimes he'll carry them both in one hand and he'll just do both at the same time, which is quite impressive, really. But he also leaves them places. He leaves these sticks on the couch. He leaves them sticking out on tables on the floor. I have in the middle of the night stepped on one of these sticks and almost broke it. To be clear, the stick was not actually breaking. It was just that I almost fell and busted my butt. And if that had happened, I would have then broken the stick. So yeah, these things are a tripping hazard because they are just so often left on the floor of our humble home.
So they were so often left on the floor of the humble home that Siegs had to go digging through the wilderness to find them just now.
I honestly have no idea what Siegel was doing.
Yeah, I was looking for Paul.
Well, would you like your sticks back?
No, you got them. They're
Okay.
keeping us company now. What are these people?
Well, I don't
saying
want
on
to
this
hold
thing?
them, so they're just going to go on the floor now.
See.
Here you go.
Yes, we can just put these sticks. Oh, hello.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one's Paul and that one's Rafi. There you go. All right. Art of War story time. If only we could clip. Yes, he is definitely a pacing man.
I'm a pacer.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a pacer or a painter. If I'm not painting something, I'm definitely walking around. Nick channeling his inner fate weaver, holding his own staves.
That's where, there's a lot of connections here. Pelicans, Paul, birds, flamingos, it's
Yep.
all interwoven. If you
Pelicans
get
can
down
fly. Yep, much like flamingos.
Now we're just connecting apples and oranges by the fact that they're fruit, but okay, that's fine. Yeah, that was an analogy.
Mm-hmm. So we're connecting pelicans and flamingos by the fact that they're birds.
They are birds, yes.
Okay.
Yes. But not
Let's
all
see.
birds
Lots
can
of
fly.
amusement. That's true. Not all of them can. However, those specific examples can.
I disagree.
That's fine.
It is. Look at these incursors. Infiltrators?
Infiltrators.
Oh my god.
You're gonna paint them up in the lovely old Death Watch.
John's gonna infiltrate.
That's true. It's true. I am. Dun dun dun. Solvagon has to get a membership so that he can rewatch this story. Absolutely. This is the real value here at the Art of War.
This is the paint streams are gold mines of information.
Absolutely. These are
Not typically about Warhammer.
but sometimes.
Once in a while.
At least once per stream we do mention. Yo, Solvagon is now an Art of War member. A man of his word. I appreciate it.
You know what got him there? This Paul and Rafi, contributors to Art of War. And John's gonna break them? Absolutely not.
I would rather not. I really do not wish to break them.
So don't.
Yep. That's it's very easy to control when the lights are on and they're not on the floor.
I agree.
Yeah. Which, you know what, recently you've been very good about, so no complaints. Just during the early stages, the sticks were frequent companions of the floor.
They like to wander. They move. They don't like to be in the same place for too long. They get stir crazy. You don't contain your pets.
Is there Is there a Nick wiki page? There's some deep lore happening. Dace Khan, we should just make a Wikipedia page for Nick.
Nick Talk.
That is true. We should also make you a TikTok, aka a Nick Talk.
Yes.
I'm all about this, by the way. I think we should get Nick Nanavati on TikTok.
I agree. I do all kinds of weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Film that.
We are on
bajillionaires.
We are on the same page, Nick.
Look at all of these sticks. Chickens?
Yeah, well, look at all these chickens.
These are.
Look at all these chickens.
No, I don't know what's happening anymore, though. We got 3 Chronos full of tentacles. Opening up number 4.
Are you gonna?
What's
this stuff? Well, I guess you can leave that off for now.
This I'm gonna prime separately because that'll
That's-
make my life easier.
It's perfectly fine.
The arms I haven't touched.
Okay.
And the tails I've
Well,
just done that.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Do-do-do-do-do.
John, if you were forced to take a White Scars list to Atlantic City Open, what would you bring? I imagine it would look very similar to the Oliver Smith Dallas Open list. I actually really like that army. However, it's just not really what I want to be doing with my life right now. As much as I love White Scars, probably won't be playing the Benicio. But if I were, Oliver Smith's list is a really good example of a White Scar list right now.
What about my White Scar list?
What is it?
The yellow White Scars from LVO 2020.
That's I don't think that's 2,000 points anymore.
Well, if you can adjust, but
It's true. If we cut the Chaplain Reds.
yes.
You know what? I probably wouldn't take that.
All right. I appreciate your incorrect opinion.
Well, I would really want to add Corsaro Khan.
He doesn't. He can't keep up. He just doesn't. He doesn't fly. He doesn't go in the rhinos. There's no point.
The rhinos?
The rhinos.
You didn't have any rhinos.
If I did, he wouldn't be able to go in them.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Christian. Christian's commenting on the great Gene Stealer cult clinic from yesterday. Ooh, they're tempted to start a Gene Stealer cult army to support the NIDS. Then I saw the win rate and decided it can wait. Well, Christian, what I would say to that is that there's always going to be some hobby lag. So don't think about getting a Gene Stealer cult army to play it next week. Think about getting a Gene Stealer cult to play like in a couple months. And maybe the win rates will be better. Maybe the new chapter purge will help with that. We probably will find out Saturday. Hopefully other people's NDAs will run up on Saturday and then they can tell us. That, or honestly, their Gene Stealer cult is very fun. So I fully support starting them, even if they're not the highest win rate army in the game right now.
Yeah. Gene Stealer cults are really cool. We have 100 aberrants here. We counted the other day.
We do have perhaps 100 aberrants. I'm not willing to get them out and count again, but I think I have 30 and Nick has 30 and Jack is like 30 or 20.
And then I might have Warner's also.
You might also have someone else's aberrants for reasons that puzzle me.
Don't ask those kinds of questions.
Like, if you have 30, why did you need someone else's? Are you sure you're not counting those in your 30?
No, there was a time where I only had 20, and then I played a list with 30, so I borrowed 10, but then eventually I bought 10 more, and now I have 40.
Fascinating.
10 of which are not mine. But I think I might have borrowed more than 10. Like, who knows how many I actually borrowed. That was like over a year and a half ago.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's closer to 2 years
I mean, it's possible that you returned them after borrowing them 2 years ago, but...
I moved to Florida, so I don't think I did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also, they're like my buddy Warners, who like,
Yeah.
I've known them forever, so it's not really sweating it.
Yeah, how scared am I of the new AdMech? Oh, Frosty Forge trying to steer us back on topic. You know what? Not in the slightest, because they don't exist until I get back from New Jersey.
And that's the best place on earth.
Yep. And yeah, so what will I change once we get to that point? I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, AdMech doesn't exist until I see the new points. So they're very good from what I can see. But I'm not really worried about what I would play into them, be it, you know, an Eldar or an Ultramarine or whatever, until I know what changes are going to happen to those armies. So I'm never going to really play a tournament against AdMech until the new points are out.
What about the Schmeldar?
I really don't expect to go back to Dark Eldar anytime soon. That was kind of a one-time fling. I'm not very proud of it.
You had a one-night stand with Dark Eldar?
Yeah, well, you know what? At least it was a successful one.
Oh, John. What does that even mean, a successful one?
It means I went to 8-0.
Oh, in one night.
In one night.
While you were standing.
Exactly.
Oh.
Do you think we will ever see a price drop in Genestealers? I hope. I don't know. I would like to see so. Like at some point in the next 10 years, probably. So far I'm hearing AdMech are on the same tier as Drukhari. Is this the new... If this is the new baseline, what changes would you hope to see for older 9th edition books? Really, if this is the new baseline, I just want them to start releasing things faster. Like, if they did, like, 12 Drukhari level codexes released every 2 weeks for 6 months flat, I would actually be very happy.
What about Drukhari, though? They can't be the first one out. They're not going to hang out well.
Good.
No,
Good.
not good. I have this Drukhari army that I just got commissioned. I want to keep using it.
You can keep using it.
But not if it's bad.
I mean, you can play something other than the latest codex to be released.
Mind-blowing.
I know. You need an Imperial Knights army to just go out and smell the roses sometimes.
Do I need...
Chaos Knight army.
Chaos Knights?
Okay, time for Nick to play Chaos Knights.
Right in time for AdMech. They won't do bad things to me.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
What is the most broken thing you could come up with in a hypothetical world in which Dune Riders can transport all Imperium infantry?
Probably
I think-
transporting AdMech. Because that's how your army synergizes, right? There's modification
Yeah.
rules and stuff.
There are. Those are pretty good.
Yeah. As much as the combo wombo put a unit in any transport
Yeah.
is awesome. Like, is that really that much better?
Well,
than
at
putting
that
in a
point,
Rhino?
you're thinking of I'm not playing AdMech. I'm playing a different Imperium army, and I'm just chucking a couple of AdMech transports in.
No, I understand that, but
Yeah,
isn't the most
but-
broken thing you come up with AdMech instead of that?
It's pretty good, yeah. I don't think that this is actually broken at all, honestly, because like I don't want to take Terminators without Doctrines. Theoretically, Custodes would be the answer.
So the answer
It's Custodes.
all the different characters in the Imperium have like a smorgasbord Rhino admin. Don't hear me out. This is a crazy Nick idea. So you take an Adeptus Astartes battalion, I guess, because there's no Supreme Commandants anymore.
Yeah.
And then you take like a super smashy Wolf Lord or something, and then a super
On infantry?
put him on jump pack.
Okay.
They-
He does still have infantry.
Yeah, he's infantry. So you take all these super awesome characters and you give them jump packs and you put them in this thing, and you just have this character caboose. And then you kill people. And then you put 4 servitors in there, so if it dies, you don't lose characters. Genius.
What if they... No.
That's what I said. No.
It's so bad.
No, it's great.
So bad.
You could get a whole party bus full of like Inquisitors and Primaris Psychers and all kinds of stuff. A smite factory. A literal factory that smites.
I think Custodes, yeah. Can Nick go over the similarities to Orc color logic and his Flamingo research logic? This is a super chat from Snivar. Thank you so much.
Snivar, I appreciate your super chat. I'd be happy to. So I've already explained the Orc color logic on this chat, but I will go through and go ahead and do it again just because John's new and some people might be new. It's very simple. Orc's color logic is more like a color chart. So red ones go faster, blue ones are luckier, the purple ones are sneaky, black ones hit them harder, yellow ones are for the shooty boys, and then the green ones are the best color because Orcs is the best. So then you have flamingos who come in here and they're pink. And my logic for the why flamingos can't fly is very much that they're pink. Based with the Orc logic, you don't associate pink stuff with flying. It's just not like you don't see pink Def Kappas, you don't see pink vehicle flyer things, Blazban Blast the Jets, you don't see that. So the flamingo, if you Google search it, is never flying. This is where the stem of the argument really comes from. So you Google search flamingos, just the word flamingo, and it's just a bunch of flamingos not flying. They're standing in water, they're standing on land, they're just not flying. Not one picture until like the 17th row or something. If you Google any other bird, like dove, pigeon, eagle, flying everywhere. So it's a giant conspiracy if you think about it. And then orcs don't even have pink in their color wheel.
So here's a question for you. Theoretically, things that fly, not necessarily flamingos, but things that fly, such as like Dakajets.
Yeah.
They usually have like black and white checkers on them.
Yep.
Okay. So do you think that like white is a flying color, perhaps?
Well, I think that white is a neutral color, and white doesn't really. It's pretty paintable. You can paint anything over white, and then it's very taintable. It's very stainable. It's very impressionable. So the white on the checker patterns of the plane really have nothing to do on whether or not it flies. It really has no impact. It's just because it looks
So
cool.
what makes them fly?
Belief?
So I believe that flamingos can fly.
No, you're not an orc. See,
What makes you
it
think
does
that?
work for orcs, because if orcs believe something, it's real. You don't actually believe flamingos can fly.
But you're also not an orc. So you believing that
No,
they
but
can't
I
fly doesn't
am
matter.
Makari, as discussed multiple times on stream and proven by the sticks. And Makari is adjacent to the orcs, so
I
some
think
of their
you
beliefs
stopped
rub
being
off.
Makari when you stopped bringing into games.
It's no such thing.
Mm-hmm.
No such thing.
See, I think that white is a flying color.
Yeah, that's okay.
And you know what? Flamingos are actually white, not pink.
Flamingos fly as much as ducks do, according to Frosty Forge. I don't know if that's true. I don't know about that. But if ducks don't fly, then I agree. Ducks flutter. I think ducks definitely flutter. I think flamingos flutter. That sounds like a flamingo thing to do. A lot of fluttering going on.
Let's see, it looks like we also had a nice little super chat from Tim Penny. The idea of Repentia auto-charging out of flyers with a combined landing ability is hilarious. You know what? That is pretty funny. Just turn one drop podding any unit of Repentia. Like,
Drop pod repention now?
I mean, if you put them in the combined landing flyers. Because the flyers can arrive turn one and then they disembark.
Oh, repentia pod.
It would be pretty fun. There could be some interesting soup there.
See, I told you it was the character party.
That's Repentia.
Yeah, well, repentia are made of characters.
In White Scars, do you think that the Land Speeder Storm with Scouts in it for the Wind Swift plus Lightning Debark to deploy Scramblers and an always... I don't think it's an always take combo. It is quite good. It is quite good, so I think that White Scars are definitely one of the better armies for the Storm combo there. But I just don't think that it's mandatory. Frankly, if you've got Phobos units, you usually have pretty decent odds of deploying Scramblers anyway. And Scouts, unfortunately, are a tad bit on the expensive side.
Yeah, if guerrilla tactics wasn't a strat, I think you would see it more.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that. But right now, I kind of rely on just guerrilla tactics and screen clearing to get my Scramblers in a Space Marine army. And I also just find myself not taking Scramblers very frequently anymore. But having access to a Scout Storm would be pretty useful. I actually was thinking about adding Scouts to my Ultramarine list. Unfortunately, that would have been Elite slot number 7, which is not the right number. Not what I wanted.
Oh man, these Talos are brutal. These Chronos.
The Chronos.
Chronos.
The Chronos.
Chronomancers.
It's alright. Great progress over there, Nick.
It really is. It really is. I'm proud of myself here.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, and also, Scrambler's very... I think they said on the article that it will be changing. So, exciting to see what that's going to hold.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. I wonder what Siegler is up to. I thought he was going to go somewhere, but he's actually just back in his room.
Well, you're relieving him.
Yes, but he just went back to his room.
Yes.
I don't think you can split the units across the flyers unless they're AdMech. Maybe? I don't actually know. I would need to go reread that. But you could just put a 6-girl Repentia unit into each Dune Rider, and then you have 2 of them. And they deep strike near the Triumph. Oh, the Triumph is infantry.
See the character party. You know it's broken. You know if there's some broken combo.
6
you can put
Repentia,
the
5
characters.
Repentia, and the Triumph.
Stop.
Turn 1 drop podding in.
No.
Both of them.
Better. A Lars Terminators. A whole bunch of
That's
them.
what I was saying. I was saying Custodes.
Yeah, but listen. A whole bunch of Lars Terminators with the Aquilon shield so they can soak wounds for the characters with the strat from the Vigilus or whatever it's called from Psychic Awakening. And then a bunch of characters. And then you have this unkillable character party.
Why don't you shoot the Aquilons?
They're also characters, right? They're tough.
Oh no. Oh no.
Triumph.
Triumph in a Scorpius. That's what I like. Even though you don't generate Miracle Ice with that, it's...
It's a thing.
Yep. Connor Benatti is asking, what secondaries was I taking most often? I found myself taking Oath of Moment a lot. That's honestly my most popular one. Oath of Moment, and then like banners, and then either domination or engage is what I did most often. And then of course, if there's a good mission one, I would just take that. Let's see. YouTube, yes, but I have not seen any new rules, so I have to wait till Saturday when hopefully hopefully they'll be on the internet. So I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited to see what is going to be coming our way soon. But also, realistically, it's coming after ACO anyway, so I'm just kind of trying to push it from my mind. Because right now, I'm focusing on ACO, which is why I am, feverishly building up all these Space Marines.
Feverishly?
Feverishly.
Please don't get a fever.
Nope, it's too late. Dun dun dun. Let's see here. Yes, 14 Dead Souls. The Triumph of St. Catherine can embark in an Adeptus Mechanicus transport right now until that gets FAQ'd. I don't.
Guilliman! Is he not infantry anymore?
He's not. He's a monster.
Sad.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Who else? Cypher. Summon demons.
He can't.
They FAQ'd that?
Literally 4 years ago. Sorry, that's being sassy. But yeah, no, Cypher doesn't.
Does that FAQ still exist?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
You checked?
I would bet you literally my car.
I don't want your car.
I would bet my car against a public sandwich.
Done.
It's because it's in his base rules. The FAQ is removed when they updated his rules.
So they didn't FAQ it.
They did.
Because it's not in
4
the
years
FAQs.
ago.
Right, it's not.
You cannot summon demons.
Uh-huh.
What's your guys' take on the new booster thrust for Traxxas Skystalkers? Yep. David, they do. They do exactly that. They're really good. Don't really have a comment on that other than that's exactly what they do, and it's stupid. Because, you can bring them up at the end of the turn, which is the same time you score a lot of secondaries, which you'll check that, and then you'll use the strat.
I think that is as broken as the Razorfell Succubus.
I
They
think
should
that
both just be fixed.
those are two equally deserving of a FAQ moment. They should both be removed, and I have no interest in either of them being used in tournaments.
Neither are really justifiable, neither should
No,
exist, and
no.
both should just stop.
Yes. You know what? We are in perfect agreement. Remove booster, or heavily change both booster pack and the Succubus.
The booster pack doesn't need a rewrite. Just say you can't go back up and come back down the same turn. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
One sentence.
You just on a turn in which it did not arrive from reserves.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's a very simple fix. You can still
And
do
then,
it
then it's
does.
like the same as like 95 other stratagems that work the same way.
And same with competitive edge. Just like fix competitive edge a little bit, and then Succubus not as insane.
Yeah,
It's
she's
like-
still pretty good, but like I'm okay with Dark Eldar having good combat characters.
right. Exactly.
Like I don't think anyone's like Dark Eldar characters should not hit hard. Just just theoretical, put a limit on what they can kill.
There's a lot of theoretical in this.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe the Triumph has a rule that says it cannot embark in a transport. Either way, I do not expect to see that abused successfully at all because I think that pure Atomic is better than any of the combos we just listed. So I don't think that the infantry keyword thing is a big deal, but I would still like to see it FAQ'd from a consistency standpoint anyway, so that we don't have to worry about it.
I don't know, John. I'm sure we could put our heads together.
Mm-hmm.
Come with something spicy meatball potato.
I mean, we could, I just don't want to.
But
Really.
I want to.
I
Cypher.
will not stop you. Dun dun dun. You guys are obviously on a different level. Oh, shucks. How many practice games should we have with the list before taking it to a tournament? So I always tell people that they should try to get at least like 10 or 15 games against different opponents in with a list archetype before they go to a tournament they care about. Now, if you're looking at GTs, you can go to an RTT and use that as a practice game if the GT is your focus there, sure. But if you've got like a local event that you like to go to, you want to do well, you're thinking this is one you want to put effort into, try to get at least like 10 to 15 games in with the list or a similar version of the list before that event would be my recommendation.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to your experience level as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not everyone needs the same amount of reps, and not everyone learns the same way and retains information the same way. So a lot of it is tailored to you as well. So do the amount that you feel like you need to be comfortable with your army. You really want to be comfortable with all your rules and how to use your units and all your strategies and tactics.
Yeah.
Which will take quite some time, typically.
David Gaylord, I agree. It seems very strange that GW has managed to write a version of that stratagem in like 7 different codexes without having it happen every turn. And then in this exact instance, they chose to not put that in. So that is a little bit weird. Maybe Admech had a different author, and that guy is like, hey, everyone else has this strat. Let me put it in too. And he kind of forgot the one part about not the same turn that everyone else had. I don't really know. It's hard to explain. Frankly, I think if they just made the strat at the end of the movement phase, it would just be really okay. Because then like you don't just drop it in and shoot, and then leave. Seems a little bit. Yo, we have a $2 super chat from Michaela. Thank you so much, Michaela H. You're the best.
Appreciate you.
All right. To a Bruce Lee and play 1,000 games with the same list. That is madness. How? I mean, okay, so Nick. I think at some point in the past, you know, however long you've been playing the game, do you think you've played 1,000 games 40K?
I've played closer to 10,000. I think you have too. I think you're grossly underestimating how much 40K.
Well, the question was coming. How long does it take you to play 1,000 games 40K? Like,
well, sure. So how long does it take you a game of 40K if you're trying to play it quick? It takes 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like how many?
2,000 hours.
Okay.
So
that's not the question at all. The question's more like how long in your life did it take you to reach the 1,000 game point? Because like I'm thinking like if I play an optimistic like, I'm just trying to think like how many games I play in a month. Because I probably play like 1 or 2 games a week. And then I have a weekend where I play 5, maybe like, and then another weekend where I play like, you know, like 4. It's like I think, and then there's the occasional 8 run in there.
You play more than most people.
I do.
And I think a lot of times through our lives we play different rates also. So, like going back in time, your average right now is going to be higher than your average a few years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you figure that out?
I don't know. I'm just thinking that like if right now I was playing, let's say, like 2 games a week, and then I had a weekend where I do 5, and then I had another weekend where I did like, let's say I do 2 weekends of 5. That's like 18 games a month.
Yeah.
So that would take me like, you know, like 7 months to play 100 games. So like, yeah, I think in like 5 years maybe I've played 1,000 games. So like maybe I've played 2,000 games of 40K in my life. But like even then, like sometimes my life were a lot lower than that. Like, you know, so I probably haven't played 2,000 games of 40K in my life. I don't think you've played 10,000 games either.
No, not 10,000. That was exaggeration.
Okay.
But I don't think
more than 1,000 though, definitely.
I think more than 2.
Yeah,
I think you're selling yourself forward saying you haven't hit 2.
Maybe.
Because I think 18 per month is also like an under guesstimate. Because you're also not counting in practice games when you do playoffs. And you have your average 2 GTs for 10 games per month, which I think is reasonable for you. That's about how much you play. Mm-hmm. But then, you also play practice games or you go to a longer GT.
Yeah. But I also go to art GT sometimes.
That's true.
There are also some months where I don't play 40K.
That's not true.
That is true. There was a 1 month span between December and January where we did not play a single game of 40K.
I don't buy it.
It's just what happened. Let's see. Dun dun dun. Theoretically, what faction would you try to do that with? If I was trying to play 1,000 games, same list, I could never do that. Literally never. If we were going same faction, I would probably say Space Marines because they have a ton of rules updates and they have just more options, so that would keep it diverse. But honestly, my favorite faction to play a bunch of games with would probably be Sisters of Battle right now. Just because I think that they're a very deep army that takes a lot of practice, so you would learn a lot. I would also say Genestealer Cult if they get a new codex, but right now I do not feel like Genestealer Cults are at a spot where I want to spend 1,000 games playing them.
I'm just going to say Chaos, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. But then Nick would have to play Chaos, so, you know, that'll never happen.
That's true.
Those are the rules. Dun dun dun. Thoughts on Custodes versus new AdMech? Feels like Laz Chickens are quite bad for Dreads, but will also remove any of our other units. Laz Chickens in general are going to be a problem. And how people approach solving that problem is going to vary faction by faction. Having a 1-up armor on a Custodian Guard is pretty darn useful. Terminators that ignore AP 1 and 2 can last a while into like ranger shooting. But those Laz Chickens are... That is a thing right there. You got to be careful with those Laz Chickens.
Oh no, I glued the tentacles in the wrong spot. He looks cooler this way though. Why isn't he?
Oh no.
Cool that way, it's fine.
Okay. Get some water here. Chaos Space Marines have, lots of unpacking. That they do. Chaos Space Marines do have a lot to unpack.
Tentacle Warriors.
Dun dun dun. Nick is getting real excited about these Chronos.
You gotta get excited about the Chronos.
Hey, I'm all about this. Chronos are pretty fun.
Oh, I'm fading though. I don't know how much more Chronos building I have in me.
You've got this, Nick. You're doing a great job.
6 was ambitious. I think I'm gonna hit 5 though. That's pretty good.
That's still pretty good, yeah. Alright, where are all these cursor helmets? There we go.
John Siegs thought I was going to get 2 or 3. Shows them I'm a man of dedication and focus sometimes. Yes.
Let's see. It's like saying Imperium, cheating answer, exactly. But Chaos is not known for being fair, so that makes sense, you know.
At least Chaos is honorable.
That's so not true.
They honor the prince. Yep. Can't argue that.
I can.
You can't?
Nick has never honored the prince.
That's not even true.
Have you ever honored the
I
prince?
have.
Questionable. You know who never honors the prince? Mark. He tells you he's going to do it, then he rolls a 9.
That's true.
Yeah.
He rolls an 11.
That's also true, yeah. That was the most painful thing. Mark beat my knights because he was like, yeah, I'm going to see if these cultists can, like, if I get a 6 on one dice and then I can honor the prince the other one, if I make it a 12, then I can contest the objective. Literally, that was what was necessary. A 12-inch charge and then pile and consolidate. And he just rolled a natural 12. With 1 CP left. He just rolled a 12 on me. I'm like...
Mark stuff.
Beat me by 1 point. Like,
You know why that works for Mark? Because Mark is an orc and he knows how the orcs work and he knows flamingos don't fly.
Actually, Mark has specifically told me that flamingos do fly.
Mark is a clever man and he can tell people what they want to hear to sway them and to manipulate and to do whatever it is that Mark's agendas imply. And I believe that you have fallen victim to the cleverness.
I think you have fallen victim.
No.
You have fallen victim many times to the AdMech.
Debatable.
Let's see. Any armies that feel like sleepers right now? Like they're pretty good, but no one is really playing them. I was going to say Ultramarines, but I think people are slowly starting to notice that Ultramarines are actually a perfectly good Marine faction. In my Imperium answer, I will go ahead and say Death Watch. But I think Imperial Knights are actually still a bit of a sleeper.
I think people are doing Chaos wrong, but I've had that opinion for a while, and I keep not doing Chaos myself. So I don't really have legs to stand on.
I'm so glad that you saved me from having to say anything.
I know what I'm about. I talk about all my Chaos ideas to my Chaos clients, and they're like, that's really good. But like the Chaos ideas I have require you to like really take some time and dedicate and like really learn how to do some janky nonsense and really specific stuff. And I don't have time for that, but I want someone to do it.
Yeah. The most painful is when Nick told him to reroll his boxcars and he calmly agreed and got the 11.
It was such a more obnoxious story.
Yeah, that was the worst, yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. What's coming this week for the podcast? Ooh. We've recorded a bunch of episodes recently. I think, Brandon Grant with Sisters in Battle is going to be coming up real soon, I think.
Yeah.
And then, after that, I believe, are you recording an episode tonight?
Tomorrow, I'm recording Eric's with his Gene Stealer Tyranids and figuring out how those work.
Okay.
Little Ridleys. And then Unbroken's been out and about down under. We got a whole podcast network going now.
There is a whole network. It's pretty exciting, I think.
Check that out.
Days Con has been having some local success with Imperial Knights. I am proud of you, Days Con, because I love my Imperial Knights.
How much?
So much. They're one of my better painted armies. I think they're super fun. I'm a big old fan.
Fan of the Knights?
Fan of the Knights.
Fan of the Canegatias.
Indeed. That's me.
Look at us. We're both building.
Megaras are pretty good.
Well, they're pretty.
They're pretty good. They're not, like, OP, but they're pretty good.
They're kind of OP if you can't deal with them. But then some stuff just deals with them.
I think that's a knight problem.
It's
like,
knights.
I think a Crusader is the same problem if you just can't deal with it. I think it's just that a Megara does more before you deal with it, if you can.
That's true.
I think that's what makes it more useful. Because if you just take a Crusader and it dies, you're just like, well, this is awful. And now I'm playing a terrible army. So, it's interesting. Ooh, how do you guys like to learn about armies? Do you read the codexes a lot, or play games against them, or a combination? I do a ton of reading. Whenever we get new armies at this point, I just also put it on the table a couple times. I'll play a game or two with almost anything just to learn it, which is how the Dark Elder adventure started.
I used to like to read a lot more. I've gotten fairly lax to that because of my environment. But if I was like not surrounded by John Siegs, I would still read all the codexes.
You're blaming me?
You enable me. And then Siegs, same thing. And then we like to play against a lot of practical learning.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of practical learning.
Let's see. Word Bear's Smash Apostle is nuts. PB, I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what the Word Bear's Smash Apostle is. I'm willing to bet it's a warlord trait and a relic that if I ever saw it at a tournament, I would ask, okay, what is this? And then I would probably read it. And then hopefully that would be enough information for me to know whether or not I want him to touch me.
The what warlord trait?
I don't know. Word Bear's Smash Apostle. Don't know what he does. I have no idea.
You can make some pretty badass apostles, so this doesn't surprise me at all. Making some crazy chaos character really good at combat has never been the saving grace of chaos. That's never been.
They've always been able to do that.
Yeah, that's not what
The problems have persisted. It's when the crazy Smash Apostle gets shot at by a Redemptor Dreadnought on turn 2 because
the
the
problem.
Slave Bears died turn 1. It's like,
But if he got there, he would have killed a whole unit of intercessors or something.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Maybe even
like
two.
the 5 Plague Marines that averages 30 dead Vanguard veterans somehow.
Every time.
Every time, yeah.
Mark, straight face. Mark, we were sitting on the porch last week. We were just chilling.
Last week. Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
And Mark came in. We were talking about chaos. Mark was telling me about all his new ideas and stuff. And I was like, so Mark was like, Nick, do you want to know what I got for this new Dark Elder tech? I'm like, yeah, tell me. And I've got some chaos ideas brewing, but I want to hear what Mark's got to say. Plague Marines. And then enough's enough. And I was like, all right, let's put it on the table. I'm never going to convince you with arguing, so let's just put it on the board. And then we did. And Mark spent like 4 CP on these Plague Marines, and they shot me with some grenade pistols. I'm not really sure what happened, and half a Kronos died, and then we moved on.
Half of 1 Kronos?
Might have been 1 Kronos.
Okay.
Might have been 1 Kronos, and then I healed some other parts.
Yeah.
It was not much. Certainly wasn't 200 something points plus 4 CP. It was not that.
Yeah. Wild.
It's a Plague Marines. That's the answer.
That's the answer. Let's see. You just need to slap your decals on your knights, John. I'm working on it, Frosty Forge. It's all about the decals. Decals are the secrets to best painted. Everyone knows that.
Are they?
Absolutely, 100%. Display boards and decals.
I thought it was airbrushing.
Decals. And the diamond patterns. Cannot forget that. I'm going to paint diamonds on my knights.
Bye, Mr. Siegs. Mr. Siegs is abandoning us.
As he does every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Okay. We are doing it, though. The Kronos is getting croned.
You're doing great.
I'm really proud of myself. I thought I never knew when I was going to get around to doing this, but I knew it had to happen. We're here. It's getting done.
We're here and it's happening. Let's see. Are either of us planning to pick up AdMech? No. I would rather not, but I guess it's always possible. Obviously, I wasn't planning to pick up Dark Elder, and then that just kind of happened for a weekend anyway. So, yeah, I wouldn't rule it out, but AdMech's not in my immediate wheelhouse. I actually do want to get an AdMech army, but it's kind of on the back burner because Siegler has an extensive collection. I really want it just to have it, because AdMech's the only Imperium army that I don't have an extensive collection of already. Oh, and Grey Knights, but AdMech are more interesting than Grey Knights to me. So, I don't think I'm going to get AdMech anytime soon. What's more likely is I'm going to wait till AdMech gets nerfed in like a year, and then I'll buy someone else's AdMech army so that I actually have one. And then I'll paint it up my own color scheme. So I would like to just kind of have every Imperium army.
Casually.
Yeah, I want to have every Imperium army, and I want to have Tyrannies of Genes, they're called. So those are the factions that make me happy. I don't want Chaos.
Chaos are wonderful.
Iron Warriors, actually. I would play Iron Warriors if they got like unique rules.
They're the lamest. They're not the lamest one.
Iron Warriors
But they're not the coolest
They're by
one.
far the coolest one.
No, they are not.
They are.
Oh my god.
They have a tragic backstory. They have like actual character development. Perturabo's like actually a good character. Boring. What is your favorite Chaos Legion?
That's a good question. Night Lords are really cool. I think I also like Emperor's Children like a lot.
Honest to God, do you think you could name all 9 Chaos Legions?
Easy.
Okay.
I like. It's not a fluff question. I could do that from the rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lyle Dixon, could you name all 9 Chaos Primarchs?
Not a chance.
Okay. When are we getting John's Tau versus Nick's Orcs? Oh my goodness. Lyle Dixon, that's the best idea I have never heard.
No. I mean,
I mean, Lyle Dixon is frequently one of the top, subscribers.
He was
month.
asking me earlier what my least favorite matchup was, and I didn't say Tal versus Orc, so I'm interested as to why you're now putting that on the table.
Yeah.
But I'm glad, because I would enjoy that more than my least favorites.
Let's see. PB is saying that Iron Warriors do have some cool stuff. They do. A lot of their cool rules right now are more applicable to demon engines. And I actually don't like the demon engine side of Iron Warriors. I actually like the Legionnaires.
That's the cool part! The demon engines are literally the only cool part!
I like the Legionnaires.
Oh my. And the caution stripes. Caution stripes are cool.
Caution stripes are, the chevrons. I love them. So that would be the kind of Iron Warriors army I'd want to play. Like Terminators, Legionnaires, heavy weapons, vehicles that are not corrupted by demons. Not just me.
You know why I don't like Iron Warriors? You know what's always bothered me the most about Iron Warriors?
What?
It's twofold. One, they don't like to summon demons, and I think that's part of chaos. You gotta embrace it. And if you're not really summoning demons and you're not about that, then you're basically still a loyalist and you get out of here. And the other part to it is they're still bringing their basilisks and their vindicators. Before Chaos had vindicators, and before you could bring basilisks in Chaos, that used to be rules, they were the only legion who could do it. And they stole them from the Imperium. That used to be a thing. And I can get behind stealing from the Imperium, that's cool. But it's left this bad taste in my mouth that they're not really conforming to demons, and they're not really leaving the basilisks at home. They basically are still the good guys. I don't like
That's
that.
why I like them, because
I don't like that.
they're not using demons, because demons are cheating.
They
Like, a good Astartes should not need to summon demons to win their battles.
I don't give a crap if it's cheating or not. This is the 41st millennium. You live or you die, Mr. Lennon.
Yeah, and I choose to live and kill you.
That's not what you chose.
That's why my Marines always beat your chaos.
That's not even true.
Other than the one time. Nick doesn't like Iron Warriors just because he doesn't want to paint that many hazard stripes.
I actually like painting hazard stripes. I
Oh
haven't
my
done
goodness.
it in years, but I had like a whole...
Yeah.
Back when I did that, oh man, I'm like good at that stuff.
Yeah. Dacecon, exactly. Iron without, Iron within. There we go. Clown mode, don't you dare. That is disrespectful, sir. Disrespectful. Snivar, Dorn is yellow. He's a coward, hides behind walls. Perturabo, he's a Chad, breaks down walls.
Dorn had Oberyn Martell, and he was like the best character in Game of Thrones like there was. So,
I actually met the actor.
Oberyn?
Yeah. Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, how'd you meet him?
At a Comic-Con.
That's cool. Was he cool?
Yeah. I have a picture with him.
Wow.
Choosing between mediocre and mediocre, Blood Angels or Craft Worlds. Snake Dad, play whichever one you're more passionate about. That's the bottom line answer. Both of those armies are like not super top tier, but they have some cool options. Like neither of them are just dead in the water, in my opinion. Even though I do think that they have a cousin, aka other Marines or Dark Eldar, that is more competitive. That doesn't matter. Play what you're gonna enjoy more. Or, if one of them is painted better, or one that you just enjoy more, whatever it is. I would say choose that way. What do you think, Nick?
This Chronos is impossible to build. I agree with your choice. But this Chronos is like this last one. It's not even the last one, the fifth one. I don't think I'm gonna get to number 6 though. I'm gonna burn it out like a flame. A flame underwater. Hydration station.
Hydration station. Ooh. 14 Dead Souls says that I make paninis out of lemon bread. You know what? Lord of the Rings elves are definitely better than 40k elves.
John definitely makes paninis.
I do like my paninis.
He loves paninis.
Everyone knows that. No argument.
That's flamingos don't fly. John likes paninis. The world is maybe a circle. We think.
It's actually a sphere.
There's no corners in a sphere, John.
I agree.
How do I corner play?
Not very well.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
What's happening? Nothing's going on.
Not too much.
How are these incursors coming?
These incursors are coming along just fine.
I don't think so.
Why not?
They don't have heads or arms, and I think
Yeah,
those are
weird.
essential body parts.
But I like to paint them separately.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because this is a Deathwatch army.
It does watch death.
It is a Deathwatch army. Let's see. At least Craft Worlds can still soup. Yeah, so can Blood Angels. Ooh. John is like a rogue inquisitor slowly falling under the influence of chaos and Xenos. Matto, I don't like those words. It is disrespectful, sir.
John is slowly. He's even flirted with playing Slaanesh a few times. He's played Dark Eldar at a GT, Tyranids. He's not even a good guy player.
I mean, I'm always loyal to Tyranids. That's not even a question.
Okay, so remove the Tyranids. Playing Dark Eldar, playing Slaanesh, talking about Iron Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Having Space Marines with no arms or heads looks violent towards the Imperium.
I mean, you have Kronos without bases.
They're working on them.
We're working on the arms.
No, we're not.
The world used to be flat, then Nick won one too many majors and all the corners disappeared.
That's what it was. That's what it was. They nerfed the corners by making the Earth a circle.
It's truly dastardly.
How did they even get those kinds of playtesters involved?
I genuinely don't know.
Those rules writers at G-Tops, they know what they're doing. They changed the game.
Can I request John's Inquisition army versus Nick's Tau for a game? Unfortunately, I do not think I have enough Inquisition for that to be a 2,000 point match.
But do you think you have enough Inquisition that you could beat me playing 2,000 points of Tau?
Yes.
So, I think we should do this. John's Inquisition army, whatever that means. I won't know any of its rules.
Can we count assassins here?
Sure.
Okay, because I have 4 assassins and Inquisitor.
Sure, you can use the Vindicare. You have to use the Vindicare.
Ooh, PB is maining Deathwatch. What about a Centurion Sergeant with the Artificer Bolt Cache? That's pretty cute with Deathwatch. I don't think it's necessary, honestly. Like, I just think that there are better ways to spend the points. But that is definitely the best way to use a Centurion.
A Centurion?
That's the best way to use a Centurion.
Bolters?
Yeah, but you can give special issue ammunition to their Hurricane Bolter.
Ooh. That is pretty cool.
It is cool, but...
Can you mastercraft it then, too?
No, because they're both relics and you can only have one.
Oh.
And I think not being core is enough that I don't really want it. How many rhinos do you think you can get away with on a board of FLG terrain? I don't really know what the FLG terrain is going to look like, to be honest. To my knowledge, they haven't put any pictures out of what that terrain format is going to be for the Atlantic City Open.
I don't know. I don't plan on hiding more than like 1 or 2 rhinos in any of my lists. And like, even then, that's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bringing 5 raiders. The plan is not hide 5 raiders.
Isn't it?
It is.
It is. I knew it.
It is.
I knew it.
Against you, it is. It doesn't work. On the line, baby. Let's go.
Cannot wait for that.
I'm ready.
I don't think you are. I've got a list suggestion against Nick's Orcs. Rhino, Primaris Chaplain on Bike, Chapter Champion, Bjorn, Murderfang, Jal, Arjak, 3 Wolf and Dreads, Thunder Cav, Wolfguard with Jump Pack, Cyberwolves. I don't know what BC stands for. Madness. That is some Space Wolves melee happening right there.
Oh boy. That sounds quite painful. You know what I like in Space Wolves in addition to really punchy melee? I like solo Cyber Wolves and Fenrisian Wolves and Landspeeder Storms.
Mm-hmm.
They're already really good because Chaff in 9th edition is just very useful, but they're especially useful for Space Wolves because you get access to that secondary where you charge 2 units in and just get 3 points.
Yeah.
So charge your junk in there and just get 3 points. That sounds great.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Means you can get those points in those early turns without having to overextend your game plan.
Yeah. Cyberwolves are great. A triple patrol of Grey Knight Sisters and Deathwatch could be fun. That is you got to put an Inquisitor on each patrol. One Xenos, 1 Hereticus, 1 Malleus.
So you're gonna beat me with this Inquisition army? Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
No. But you said you were going to.
I don't believe I did.
My Tau.
No.
No? Okay. Just wanted that to be said.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you the closet.
I don't have an Inquisition army, Nick.
But if you did.
If I had 2,000 points of Inquisition, I bet I could beat 2,000 points of your
No,
town.
you said all the Inquisition you have. Like,
But I don't have any.
You have some. You got the 4 Assassins, you got some Inquisitors.
Assassins aren't Inquisitors.
Well, you said they were for the purpose of this.
I don't believe you.
No, that happened. It was actually, if you just rewind like 10 minutes, it happened.
I don't think it did.
I'll let the chat decide.
Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, let's get these arms out for these Incursors.
Incursor arms?
Incursor arms. You gotta give your Incursors arms.
Don't even have arms.
But they do. Let's see.
Okay. This is the annoying part, these little things.
The little bits. The little gubbins. All the gubbins. Thoughts on a squad of 30 Lightning Claw, Storm Shield, Vanguard Veterans, and Rhinos instead of jump packs as a different kind of threat in a White Scar list? That's... It's
How many
still...
points
I
cheaper
don't...
is that?
Oh, it's more expensive.
It's more expensive.
Yeah, I feel like I would rather just have the
Why?
the fly and the jump packs, because I mean you only gain 3 inches of movement there because you lose 6, but then you get 3 on a disembark. And you have a Rhino. You know, maybe like 1 with like 5 Van Vets in it and also like 5 Devastators or something. Maybe I don't know if I love that, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if the Rhino provides enough in this instance.
It does give you a layer of protection.
Does give you a layer of protection, but right now I don't know if that's what it needs. I don't know if that's like the problem with the White Scar Vanguard Veterans.
Against Dark Elder, it kind of is.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, having something in a Rhino isn't bad. I just don't know if I would use
Vanguard Vets.
Vanguard Vets for that.
Well, the problem is you can't really do like Assault Intercessor or anything like that. So
No, you really can't. It's
it
a
really
tough
is
situation.
kinda Vanguard Vets. Or Company Vets, you know?
Ooh, company vets.
Veterans of the Company.
I do like company veterans. I'd actually much rather just have like a couple company veteran squads with just chainswords. That'd be cool. Yeah, maybe that's what I would do.
Why Company Vets?
Just because they're bodyguards and they don't take up a slot if you have a captain, and that's my favorite part.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the not taking up a slot that makes me like them. Oh man, these bits are spread all over the place.
I'm gonna use my clippers.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Crap.
Oh no.
Maybe we're not.
Maybe we're not.
We're gonna use the clippers as tweezers to insert this model.
This is dangerous,
This
folks.
is gonna work.
If anyone has any young children, please look away. What is my Death Watch list? I don't have a finished Death Watch list, but I've been working with one of our coaches, Jack Harpster. And he's got a Death Watch list that he's pretty fond of himself. He really likes the Dreadnoughts. He really likes having kill teams with like some bikers. I'll probably be painting those up sometime soon. And then like as many Dreadnoughts as you can fit. Which is like 5, I think.
You could fit 6.
I think you could fit 6. That's true. You probably could fit 6.
I could fit 9.
Oh, that's the slots. Are there any heavy support Dreadnoughts?
Could fit 12.
You could fit 12?
2 Vanguards, full Dreadnoughts.
Oh my goodness, that's too many Dreadnoughts.
Is it?
That's too. It has to be.
What if it's not? What if that's good? Maybe that is good.
Oh man, Comrade Commissar is working on 27 Sulphur Hounds and 27 Cerberus Raiders, which is apparently close to $2,000 in Cerberus Raiders. That is many. I salute you and your diligence.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
How much is a Redemptor, John?
Points or dollars?
Points.
They're between 175 and 185, depending on how you get them. I personally splurge and go 185.
After you take Redemptors, now if you take Contemptors, are there any other Dreadnoughts you'd like to take?
No, because really I stick to the core one, so I don't think of any of the other Forgeable ones at this point. I actually kind of wanted to see if a Venerable Dreadnought would be worth it, because it can get the 5-up invuln, but the problem is that a Venerable Dreadnought, or like the normal box Dreads, they just end up a little bit too close in points to the normal Dreadnoughts, like to the Contemptors, and it's like, why don't I just take another Contemptor?
Right.
That's kind of the issue I've run into. I have looked at it, and perhaps in the future I will look again to see if I can make something cute work, but right now I just don't think so.
Alright, I think I am good on these
Is
Chronos.
that 6?
It's 5.
5? Oh, Nick, you've got this.
I've got 5 minutes, and I've got no energy in the tank.
Oh, you're so close.
The Chronos have defeated me. I have shattered John and Seeks. John said 3.
Well, that was
said
also when we
2.
thought you were fully building them.
You said 3 in my half-built state. 2 in the fully built state.
Did I?
Yes.
I thought I said 0.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. I missed in 7th edition when Blood Angels could have an army entirely of dreads. Oh yeah, that was a trolly army. That was a very trolly army. The pure dread Blood Angels. I don't know if it was good, but it was trolltastic.
Trolltastic. So this doesn't make any sense.
What is it?
These don't really go in their holes. Maybe they do.
think they do. It's possible that it's backwards or going in the wrong hole.
It's possible it's backwards.
Try flipping it.
No, it wasn't backwards.
Wasn't backwards.
Oh, it was backwards.
Ah, that's how you get them, folks.
It was backwards. But why would the blades be facing the wrong way? That doesn't make any sense. I'm looking at a Talos that's still new and oh, they do face backwards? That doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. Like, why are the blades backwards?
I don't think they're backwards. They're on top.
Facing backwards.
Yeah. How do we feel about Sisters of Battle in the new AdMech? Will they have to switch to more long-range shooting? With Sisters as the next codex, I actually haven't been thinking about it too much. I'm really hoping that this new Sisters codex, whenever it comes out, will be enough for Sisters right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sweating Sisters. They're about
Yeah, I think they'll probably be fine. But I do not know. Full Thread Blood Angel is definitely not good, but for someone who's casual, it was sweet. I believe that. Ooh, big question for Frosty Forge. Will Nick get the Chronos painted in time?
They always get painted in time. The deadline's in like 2 weeks. I'm ahead of the schedule right now.
Yeah. Is it a no hope for Talos in 9th? I wouldn't say no hope. I think that Talos are not what Dark Eldar need right now, but I wouldn't say no hope.
All right, everybody. I think it's about that time that I take Rafi and Paul on their daily walks, leave them on the floor. John trips over them.
Breaks them.
As the world continues. The Chronos, we'll leave them to sit for the next few days and hours, months, weeks.
Mm-hmm.
John, how are the Incurses?
They're coming along well. I'll probably just finish them off, but I think for now we can call this a successful paint stream.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and take care, and bye, and say bye to Rafi and Paul, and we'll see you later. We are Art of War.
And we believe in creating a community where people can talk about, learn, and improve their skills at Warhammer 40K.
Our channel has live stream competitive matches of 40K, played by the best players in the world.
And we focus on teaching you how to get better at Warhammer, while also emphasizing sportsmanship and engagement with our audience.
We strive to play every faction in the game to a top level, while also using a variety of lists to show off different playstyles for every faction.
We also offer a variety of other videos such as codex reviews, faction rankings, tactics videos.
When you join our channel, you become part of our community, where we emphasize learning and positive conversation about competitive 40K.
You get early access to our videos, sub badges, emotes, as well as rewatch those hangout and hobby sessions.
Joining our community is a great way for you to show your support for us, so we can keep making awesome videos for you and continuously expand the bounds of competitive 40K.